Hello. So I thought of something fun to do. Basically, I have been doing a lot of learning or studying about the chakras and the human energy system. And probably been studying it now for about, I don't know, maybe almost this whole year. That's probably a lie. But I think I actually started back in April. I started reading a really good book that goes into depth about the chakras and kind of like how to kind of deal with personal problems or illnesses by addressing the root cause, which essentially is kind of traced back into, our childhood and our upbringing and any trauma that we may have had, or, tough experiences that we may have gone through. I basically am just learning how real these energy systems are, and when they are out of alignment, we see the physical effects of those in illnesses, mindsets and beliefs, stuff like that. So I thought it would be fun to, I like to study or write stuff down. So I went through and I kind of wrote a note card on each chakra and just kind of going into a little more depth of each chakra. And how I gathered this information on my note cards was from these two books, Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anodea Judith. I think that's how you say it. It's a pretty lengthy book. Like I said, it goes into detail about all the chakras and if you have excess or deficiency, and then some techniques to, sort of heal and restore balance or alignment within the chakras. So this book, as well as this book, which is one of my favorites, I'm going through it for a second time now. It's called Anatomy of the Spirit by Caroline Myss, I believe is how you say it. So I kind of just went, picked their little blurbs about how they both go into detail for all of the chakras, and I decided to create my own note cards to study myself. So I'll just kind of go through them and read what I have on my cards. I thought that would be fun to kind of share for whoever is interested in learning more about that, because I know when I first heard about chakras and spirituality and all this stuff, it was just a little too much for me. It was just a little too out there. I just didn't really see the point of studying that stuff or really understanding it or having an interest. I just kind of blew it off, you could say. So I don't really know what kind of sparked my interest back into it. But I'm very glad that it happened. So this is what I've been studying, I guess, since about April, and I will share my note cards with you. So of course, we'll start with the root chakra. The color associated with this chakra is red. The statement that is associated with it is I am, and the element that is associated with it is earth. And so this chakra kind of encompasses the mindset of all is one. We are all interconnected with all of life into one another. So this has to do with basic trust, survival, food, water, shelter, how grounded you feel, and kind of our tribal, our tribe that we're born into. It gives us feelings of stability, security, support, and the sense of a belonging in this world. to be independent and alive. It provides the foundation on which we build our lives. So lessons related to the material world. I love this next line. We have a spiritual need to accept fully our family of origin as having been divinely chosen for teaching us the lessons we need to learn in this lifetime. I love that so much, because no matter how you view your past or your situation, when I read that, I just kind of was like, wow, everything I went through as a child, as a teenager, as now an adult, with my family has, that's part of a divine plan, and it was meant for me to be in that specific environment with my specific parents in my specific home, because that has now made me who I am today. And you can look at your past situation and think like, well, I'm just so messed up because my childhood. And it's like, well, you could see it that way, or you could see it as, I was provided with this situation, environment that was sort of challenging and traumatic and hurtful, but I'm going to use that, to and switch it to change it to a positive. What can you take from that, and how can you elevate from that? Because just because you've had such a challenging, traumatic, whatever experience doesn't mean that the rest of your life has to play out that way, because we have that choice. We get to make that choice to continue living that path, or taking that and thinking, oh, I'm gonna just flip the script and we're gonna go up from here. So I really, really like that. Whatever family you are born into, it has been divinely chosen for you specifically to evolve and be presented with the challenges and life lessons that you need in order to elevate. So I really, really love that. I also really love this. We commit ourselves to accepting personal responsibility for living honorably as a member of the human tribe, for doing unto others as we would have them do unto us, and for respecting all of life on this earth. And that means all life, all people, all colors, all plants, all animals, all anything that is living. So that is, in a nutshell, the root chakra. And I think it was Caroline Myss. No, my bad. It is Anodea that provided some root affirmations for you to, sort of remind yourself and repeat to yourself should you need them. It is safe for me to be here. The earth supports me and meets my needs. I love my body and trust its wisdom. I am immersed in abundance. I am here and I am real. I am designed to live here. I like that. So that's the root. So just what you're born into, your family, your environment, your tribe, and it's very much related to the material world, external stuff. So that's the root. Now we'll move on to the sacral chakra. The color associated with this is orange. The phrase you could say that is associated with this is I feel. And then the element that's associated with this is water. So the essence of this chakra is to, or the overall picture, I don't know what to call that. Anyways, it is to honor one another. So this is considered the partnership chakra. And it says, from the partnership chakra, we receive the power to act with integrity and honor within all of our relationships, from marriage to friendship to professional bonds. So within this chakra too, we are dealing with sensation, feeling, emotion, pleasure, intimacy, connection, movement, and change, as well as sexuality, Oh man, these are good. I love these note cards. So it says, everyone we know in our lives is there by divine design. They play an essential role to your development. It is unnatural to view people as enemies or to be one yourself. Negative relationships generate negative energy, which blocks symbolic sight. We cannot see the divine purpose in a union we choose to interpret negatively. So if you have someone in your life that you just can't stand and you don't know why they keep popping up in your life or why they're still around, or that usually means you, like, everyone is a mirror reflection of you, of us. Like you, that sounds so confusing. But gosh, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Yes, so if you have someone in your life that you feel that way about, they are there, like there is a reason they're there in your life. There's a reason they keep popping up. There's a reason they keep showing up in your reality, and they keep just kind of jabbing at you. There's a reason, and we have to kind of figure out that reason, or see that they are purposely there and not just there because they're there to bug us or whatever. We have to choose to see the divine purpose, you know. And then when this chakra is balanced, we feel friendly, passionate, sexually fulfilled. You're in good moods, you're playful, naturally flirty. Emotional attributes, intimacy, emotions, boundaries, addiction, trust. And we as humans have this energetic need to form sacred unions with others. We want to merge souls with another partner. So we are kind of naturally inclined, maybe you could say, to seek out a partner or a union with someone. So that's pretty much it for the sacral chakra that I have written down. Here are some sacral affirmations. I deserve pleasure in my life. I absorb information from my feelings, because this is all about feelings and emotions. I feel. I embrace and celebrate my sexuality. My sexuality is sacred. I move easily and effortlessly. Life is pleasurable, because it is supposed to be. Life is supposed to be full of pleasure, you know, not in like an overindulging pleasures, but just life in general is supposed to be pleasurable and fun and happy. So I like those. Now we'll move on to the solar plexus. I really like this one. I think because I've been really coming into this, or like I'm working through this or something. I don't really know, but this one is just has been really tugging on my heart, or my belly. So the color associated with this is yellow. The phrase is I do, and the element is fire. So this is another external power. And the phrase or the essence of this chakra is honor oneself. So honor yourself. This contains our survival intuition, our sense that protects us when we are in physical danger and alerts us to the negative energy and actions of others, aka our gut instincts. This also has to do with self-esteem, self-respect, and then the personal responsibility of the quality, like the quality of person that we are. Strength, determination, willpower is really big in this one. Personal power. When balanced, you have respect for yourself and others. You're confident, outgoing, problem solving, calm. You have a sense of integrity and a good mental balance. So having a strong sense of self and a respect for yourself is very important. But equally important or significant is the role of self-esteem in healing and maintaining a healthy body. I love this line so much. There is no health without honor. You have to honor yourself to be in a state of health or healing. You have to honor yourself. The power to maintain strength and stamina beyond the capacity of the physical body alone. We must accept our lives as they are, and we must learn to accept our personal responsibility for creating it ourselves. This energy is enhanced by developing an attitude of appreciation and gratitude for all one has and for the gift of life itself. So, you know, in short, this chakra to me is just a lot about, like it said, your personal power, your willpower, your voice, your self-respect. You know, you respect yourself enough to stand up for what you want to do, or how you see yourself living in this life and doing the things that you like to do, essentially. So, some solar plexus affirmations. I honor the power within me. I accomplish tasks easily and effortlessly. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. I can do whatever I will to do. Pretty cool. I like the solar plexus. And it's yellow. I love yellow. Okay, now on to the heart chakra. So this is where it turns into internal power. The color associated with this chakra is green. The statement, I love, and the element is air. And the essence, or the other little phrase attached to this chakra, is love is divine power. The central power point within the human energy system, the symbolic doorway into our internal world. So this, has lessons related to love, forgiveness, and compassion. Love for others, of course, and self-love, healing, sincerity, universal consciousness. When it's balanced, you are loved, loving, empathetic, and you have contagiously good vibrations. Love is the only authentic power. It is required to thrive and survive. The strongest poison to our bodies, to ourselves, our souls, is the inability to forgive oneself or another. So in my other video the other day, I talked about forgiveness. Forgiving is such a huge thing. And we have to learn how to be able to put our ego aside and know that we're all just people. We make mistakes. We do things that we maybe don't mean or say. And it is in our best interest for our well-being in our soul to just be able to forgive. Of course, people, but also yourself. Forgiving yourself is so important. For mistakes, for messing up, for doing something you didn't want to do or didn't mean to do, or whatever the case may be, it is so important to be able to forgive yourself as well as others. Because if we can't, it's literally the strongest poison for us, which, not good. So we refine our capacity to love others as well as ourselves and to develop the power of forgiveness. We have a commitment to attend consciously to our own emotional needs in order to love and accept others unconditionally. Tranquility and harmony. These energies are essential to physical health as well as to emotional development and acts of the heart. An empty heart equals an empty life, often resulting in illness. So we want to be full of love. We want to be full of compassion, forgiveness, understanding, sincerity, and not only to others, but ourselves. It's really important that we are able to do that for ourselves. So some affirmations for the heart chakra. I am worthy of love. I am loving to myself and others. There is an infinite supply of love. I live in balance with others. Pretty cool. I love that one. Coffee's getting cold. but that's okay. It's still delicious. All right, still hanging in there. 20 minutes in. Got, I think, 3 more to go. Throat chakra. Okay, the color associated with this one is blue. The phrase, I talk, and the element is sound. This is another internal power. So the essence or the other phrase associated with this is surrender personal will to divine will. Life contains a divine plan for that awareness, for like knowing that there is a divine plan, and for our desire to make contact with the divine plan. So this chakra deals with the ability to speak and communicate clearly and effectively. Deals with expression and divine guidance. When balanced, you can express yourself, you speak the truth, you are creative. I really, really love this next line because it just, I don't know, when I read it, it just like clicked in my head and I was like, wow. When our life plans turn unexpectedly, this sets the stage for aligning our will to the divine plan. This choice, made in faith and trust, allows divine authority to enter our lives and reorder our struggles into successes and our wounds into strengths. How powerful is that? And when I read that, I was just like, wow, light bulb. This is another good one. It is against our natural design to distort truth, aka lying. Lying is a violation of both body and spirit because the human energy system identifies lies as poison, just like the inability to forgive. Confession. Confession retrieves the spirit from the authority of the physical world and redirects it into the divine world. We are meant to confess so that we can redirect our energy into positive actions and behavior and release ourselves from the burden of negative and guilt-inducing emotions. So confession is good, confession is real and necessary for our human experience so that we can be redirected to, more positive actions, behaviors, emotions instead of negative. So this is all about communication, how we speak. Sorry, a bird just flew by. And the way we express ourselves. But also remembering to surrender your personal will, what you think you want to do, or what is meant for you and your plan. And if it doesn't go right, then just surrendering and allowing it to be okay, and trust that you are going to be guided by divinity. Like there is a divine reason that plan you put together didn't work out, because it's going to happen this way. Even if it's hard and challenging, you just have to have faith that this is how it's supposed to work out for you. So here are some throat chakra affirmations. I hear and speak the truth. I express myself with clear intent. Creativity flows in and through me. My voice is necessary. That's a good one to remember. I love that. My voice is necessary. So that's the throat chakra. The third eye chakra. So the color associated with this is indigo. The phrase is I see, and the element is light, and the other phrase or essence, I need to figure out a word for that. Seek only the truth. The energy pulsating from this chakra continually directs us to evaluate the truth and integrity of our beliefs. We receive energy to search for answers to the mysteries we encounter in our day-to-day human experience. So this has to do with intuition, foresight, openness, imagination, clairvoyance, awareness, lucidity, knowing one's purpose, and you could also be seen as wise. I love this statement. This was another life-changing light bulb phrase for me. We will all encounter circumstances that cause us to change our beliefs and thereby come closer to truth. We must let go of the perceptions that are untrue. So as we go through life, you may be raised or brought up believing this truth that you can't do something because women don't do that, when in reality, you absolutely can. So letting go of that false perception that was ingrained in your brain and realizing, like, I am a woman and that's a wonderful thing, and I can also do whatever I choose to do or whatever I feel called to do. So letting go of untrue perceptions that you had before as you come closer to truth, the divine truth. So here we are striving to become supportive and non-judgmental of people with whom we live or work with. And this also creates a channel within us for divine energy. It helps us learn to balance reason and judgment to keep us aligned with truth and to make decisions that create the best consequences for ourselves and others. It inspires us to transcend limitations of human thought and reach a mental clarity that allows divine reasoning to merge with our own thought process. I actually read this next line in a card pull that I did, I think in my last video. We can achieve a genuine sense of peace about life only by releasing our need to know why things happen in terms of human reasoning and by embracing divine reasoning. Human reasoning can't answer the mysteries of life. So even though we can sit here and try to logically understand why something happened in our lives or why we went through why. You're never going to figure it out, or you most likely won't figure it out, and that's okay. You're not really supposed to. You're just supposed to see it as something you are meant to go through and something that is meant for you as a life lesson to challenge you, and ultimately that allows for growth and expansion for you. So not seeing things as, why did this happen to me? And I don't understand, and blah, blah. You're not supposed to understand. If we go through life just trusting and having faith that we're supposed to go through these things, it will naturally be revealed to us why we had to go through that. Maybe a couple years later, you'll see why, oh, I totally get why I wasn't meant to get into grad school my first year that I applied, because I was meant to go through that whole year of change, and then within that, you make big life decisions, and then you just see like, oh wow, I was supposed to go through that, and now I see why. And it may not make sense at the time, but trusting and having faith that it's meant to happen and you're meant to go through it is how it will naturally be revealed to you why you went through that. I love that so much, if you couldn't tell. Third eye affirmations. I see all things in clarity. I am open to the wisdom within. I can manifest my vision. Powerful statements. Okay, we've made it to the crown chakra 30 minutes later. Just kidding, 28 minutes. So the crown chakra, the color associated with this is violet. The phrase, I understand, the element is thought. So this is just divine connection, pure bliss and detachment, another internal power. So this reminds us to live in the present moment. Our spirits are eternal. Our bodies' apparent relation to chronological time is only an illusion, one that our spirits are tasked with revealing. If we live fully in the present moment, the mysteries of yesterday will gradually be unraveled for us. So this is lessons related to spirituality, knowledge, and higher consciousness, enlightenment, cosmic consciousness, and the feeling of being connected to a source, a higher divine power than you. We thrive and we heal in ecstatic moments when our spirits become stronger than our bodies and our bodies can respond to the commands of our spirit. It is unnatural. I love this line. I have it underlined. It is unnatural to our divine design to let our thoughts live for too long in the past. This creates time warps that interfere with our ability to live in the present moment and receive spiritual guidance each day. So if we're holding on to past events and really just like mulling over it and chewing on it and really letting it sit with us, and it affects our mood, our behavior, our actions, and our character, like we have to learn how to let stuff go and not sit there and dwell on it, because there's nothing you can do about it. It happened. It's in the past. So now, what can we take from it? What can we learn from it? Let it go. Don't let it haunt you, or just don't let it sit in you so negatively. Don't carry that around. Like it's not doing anything for you. It's not allowing you to grow and to see the beauty in whatever you went through, even though it was terrible or the worst thing ever or the deepest, darkest time period of your life. It's necessary, and we have to be able to look at it, let it go, accept it, understand it, and then move on. Be in the present moment, because when we're in the present moment, like it says, that's when we're open to receive guidance from the universe, and we're not holding on to things that don't matter, that just hold us back from who we're meant to be or where we're meant to go. So letting go of that is so important, so important, because I believe so many of us live in the past, and it's just not doing anything for us. It's just not. So the energy of this chakra gives us the ability to release our past experiences in order to not carry the dead with us. So this is symbolic of our connection to the world of the infinite. We receive the knowledge that there is no death, there is only life. I like that. I forget who said this, but it's the phrase is like, the key is to die before you die so that you never die. Isn't that tricky? I guess I don't know how really else to put that other than just like realizing there is no death. Our spirits are eternal. Our bodies are only here temporarily. And even though it may pass away and die, our spirits never do. We are eternal. So when you realize that you never die, there's no death to fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. You just live in this truth of knowing I will last forever, because you will. And so some crown affirmations. I think I posted these on my Instagram story. I did yesterday. Divinity resides within. I am open to new ideas. Information I need comes to me. The world is my teacher. Totally. I am guided by higher power. I am guided by inner wisdom. I love those. Those are really strong and powerful for me. So that's all the chakras. We got through it 33 minutes later. I may have butchered that a little bit, but I like to kind of read these every now and then to kind of check up on my own energy system and see where I personally need to focus on. And I don't know, reading these make me feel so good, and they resonate with me really, really deeply. And like I said, I resisted learning about this information for so long just because it didn't interest me, and I just was like, ooh, that's all like out there, and okay. But now, as I've gotten into it and explored it and keep exploring it, and I'm more mindful of it, it's just very eye-opening and very cool. So I thought I would share my little note cards regarding the chakras. Hopefully it gives you a little more insight to what it's all about. or maybe at least a starting point. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I took from my 2 books that I mentioned. And I highly recommend each of these books if you're needing some healing in your life, like physical healing, mental, traumatic, whatever. Like these, I can see really being huge tools for people who are dealing with just any illness, any disease, any just something is wrong and you don't know what. Like these are good places to start. Finding the root cause, where your imbalance is in your system, and things you can, both of these books give techniques and helpful information to, allow you to navigate through these energies and your past and how you kind of get to move forward. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.